this time because apparently I wasn't sure if I heard. So we'll start the
Okay.
meeting. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We do have a guest speaker, but she's not here, so we're going to move forward on our agenda so we don't delay anybody. We'll just quickly approve the minutes for December 3rd. I don't think we had any concerns or changes, correct?
Correct.
Motion?
Approved.
Second? All done? Beautiful. Also, to quickly approve our CAC end-of-year report, even though we've submitted it to the town.
Yes, so we had a round of edits, and those edits were reflected.
Yes.
Okay.
And corrected and noted. So,
Motion to approve.
all in favor? It's done.
Aye.
I give up on us. We don't even. We all agree.
I
So
mean,
there's no point.
Once
I know.
you move and approve, it's just me.
It's just you. So we're done. And then EP grant update, Pam. And I'd also like to thank you for doing the presentation to the planning board before you go forward.
So that is the update, is that since the December meeting, I was able to update the planning board
Hello.
on the EP district. And should we pause? Until
Yeah, we're going to pause now.
Yeah.
And welcome.
Welcome.
We just went ahead and started our meeting so that we could kind of rush through it afterwards. But you are first on our list.
Yes, and my apologies, it's slow going, and I'm coming from just a mile north of Beacon, so.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We
Okay.
understand.
Well,
We understand.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you coming. So
Okay. Where is the best place for me to sit? Oh, this is my colleague, Johanna.
Hi,
hello,
everyone.
Joanna.
Johanna
Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay, great.
Thank you for
Anywhere that
inviting
you
us.
feel comfortable, we just need to
Get you a microphone all over here so you can do your presentation. I forgot, there's always cookies at my meetings, so if anyone would like cookies.
And I'm gonna now see if I can attempt to FaceTime with.
Would you like a cookie?
No, thank you.
I will take one for later. I'll take
Okay.
it later.
Yeah.
Later.
But knowing me, I will start cooking.
Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And I'm like, let's see if this works with.
All right, so typically I would do this with a
Yeah.
presentation. So what I have here are actually copies of our presentation.
I'm muting.
And I guess
Yeah, we can hear you, but we're just starting the meeting, so just listen in.
That's fine.
He'll figure it out.
There's a mute button somewhere.
I think. Doesn't that mute us? That mutes us, doesn't it? Just put it down, right?
there's one,
Thank you.
two.
Have to distribute some.
Yeah, I just have to find the
end page.
Yeah, the printer didn't, they should kind of separate them and give me a.
This.
I do have a paper clipping.
Thank you.
So these are all your sets that you have, correct?
Yeah, I emailed Margaret.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I
And I
emailed Margaret.
And I forwarded
the
that
PDF.
to.
So when you open that, all of our sources are cited,
Oh, she has.
Wonderful.
and those links are live.
Yep.
Thank
so-
you.
Actually go to
And
the
we,
source
yeah, and we
material.
will share that again
Um,
tomorrow
Because
with,
of
with
course,
others.
On the paper version, none of that is available to you. So did you want me to use a microphone, or?
You can sit right here at the desk, at the table, and be where a microphone is at, so.
She's a member, I would make sure that she gets one, but if you have an extra, I'd love it. Thank you.
Got an extra, and I think there's one
Thank
more.
you.
Yeah. Everybody has a set, right?
I know, no, just me.
I have it on my email.
I know.
Okay, sure, that one. Okay. So I'm Sandy Stratton Gonzalez. I live in the town of Fishkill. This is my colleague Johanna Fowler. She lives in the town of Poughkeepsie. We are both members of Mothers Out Front Dutchess County, which is an affiliate of a national organization whose mission is to leave a livable planet, a sustainable and livable planet for our children and grandchildren. And our campaign has been supporting a healthy Dutchess County by reducing waste. And in 2024-25, what we succeeded in obtaining was $75,000 from the legislature in a bipartisan, unanimous vote, with thanks to colleagues on both sides of the aisle for coming together on this, to hire a waste reduction and diversion consultant. And the purpose of this study is to identify opportunities and strategies for waste reduction and diversion and explore alternative technologies for disposal, opportunities for jobs, and economic growth. Along the way, we gathered almost 1,000 petition signatures to support this. And the contractor has been chosen, Resource Recycling Systems, RRS. And this was really, we started really with an anti-incinerator lens here. And so as you know, most of the waste in Dutchess County is burned at an incinerator in Poughkeepsie, in the town of Poughkeepsie on Sands Dock Road. And this incinerator, which is operated by the Dutchess County Resource Recovery Agency, the note here is that it is a public benefit corporation, so the county can legally say, oh, it's not, they don't report the pollution that comes from this facility in their pollution report, because technically it's not a Dutchess County facility,
Right.
but
Understood.
it's Dutchess County funded. So we burn our garbage. This incinerator is the second largest industrial polluter in the county after Cricket Valley. And it's located in Poughkeepsie, which is known as an asthma capital. So it has hit the top 20 worst cities in the United States to live in for a couple of decades, and that's the Asthma and Allergy Foundation's data. The incinerator is now 36 years old. It often breaks down, which we can corroborate in the DCRRA minutes, and then the waste must be diverted. And it's touted for a couple of reasons. One is that it's an alternative to landfilling, which people understand is not really best practice either. However, when you burn waste, 1/3 of the gross weight that goes in gets landfilled as ash. And it's not hard to imagine that ash is relatively toxic, particularly at a time when we are burning increasing amounts of plastic products. And the contract with the operator, which is Win Waste, it's an international waste operation, the contract expires in 2027. To date, and I will say that this date is probably November, but as of November, the Dutchess County Resource Recovery Agency claimed not to be in negotiations to extend or renew or, not to have any plans for the expiration of this contract, which I just don't believe. To me, that's kind of poor management. Like, you'd have to. So, every day, the incinerator burns 450 tons of municipal solid waste, and 152 tons yearly, and 53,000 plus tons of ash are created. A lot of this data is from 2020. The other thing that we need to share with you is that we expected to have, this is EPA data, we expected it to be updated. Typically, like the 2020 data was reported out in 2022, we expected the next, in a 3-year cycle, that the 2023 data would be reported out in 2025. It's not a surprise that it wasn't, because the EPA is not really currently functioning in the way as it has in the past. So the data is not as current as we would like it to be. The landfills we use are primarily upstate, Cayuga. There's one more in upstate New York, and then there's a landfill in Pennsylvania. And then there's a nice little graph here of what's in our waste. And the tallest bar, 57%, is the addition of the first 3 bars, which represents the total organics being burned. And that is food and yard waste, wood, and paper. Burning organics releases greenhouse gases, and it is, this for us, we consider this the low-hanging fruit, because much of this can be composted. We also burn textiles, rubbers, plastics, metals, glass. Metals get recovered at this facility and sold. And I think it's done with very large magnets. So the next 2 pages in your paper version are the emissions data, again from the EPA, and the rank, a high rank is a low number is a bad rank, because it means it is the #1 county pollutant. So nitrogen oxides, the health effects are listed in the chart. And asthma is it's the #1 reason for school absenteeism in Poughkeepsie, and hospital admissions as well. Sulfur dioxide, chromium, mercury, 12.6 pounds per year of mercury doesn't sound like a lot, but mercury is highly toxic, and a much smaller amount than that can really pollute and make unedible all of the fish in a lake. Cadmium, hydrochloric acid, volatile organic compounds, and then it is the #2 emitter of global warming, pollution, and arsenic. There are other emissions. We did not replicate the whole chart, and it is a source of small particulate matter, which is also a very big concern. It is called a waste-to-energy facility. It was considered kind of state-of-the-art technology back in the 80s. New York State incentivized the building of incinerators. The state of New York still has, I think we were in, nationally we had around 250. By the 90s, there's only 62 or 63 still operating, and 10 of them are in the state of New York. So the New York State Legislature incentivized this technology. So the idea is we're going to capture the steam that comes from the burning of all of this waste material, and we're going to sell the steam to Central Hudson, and they're going to heat buildings with this. So it is true that 2.3% of 3,800 units in Dutchess County are heated in this way. And our argument is that there are much more sustainable, much more cost-effective ways to deliver that heat. And it's expensive. This whole process is expensive, with scientists saying that it's 4 times higher than the cost of solar, and twice as much as natural gas. Again, it's old. Our former county executive spoke on a podcast in 2023, at which point he quoted $600 million plus to build a new facility. So I don't know what that is in 2026 dollars, but it would be considerably more. And the next page is that the statement that incinerators are more damaging than landfilling. So this is the subject of debate, but when life cycle analysis is done, the fact that it's not just the incineration, but it's also the landfilling of the ash. It is worse for health and environment by 2 to 3 times, regardless of the transportation difference, which gets factored in, right? But that you have to haul stuff. And then again, the issue of plastic. So that there's a whole that link, which is in the digital version of this, takes you to energyjustice.net, and it's all laid out in much more detail. So we're advocating the alternative to burning and landfilling, which is the creation of a circular economy. This circular economy graphic comes from the New York State Waste Management Plan and the goals. And the stated state goal is 85% recycling by 2050. And that includes not just, okay, we're going to recycle plastic, but the concept of recycling has a lot to do with refurbishing, repurposing, so that you keep items out of the waste stream. In much the same way that the Helpsy bins keep textiles out of the waste stream. The zero waste hierarchy, which is an internationally accepted analysis of best practices, indicates that, well, we really have to rethink and redesign products, reduce consumption, reuse, recycle and compost, recover materials, so that would be building deconstruction. Residuals management includes the biological treatment of anything that does need to be landfilled, and that incineration by this hierarchy is considered the most damaging and unacceptable. So the Institute for Self-Reliance had done a study. It goes back a bit to 2018, and their conclusion was that 90% of what is burned in landfills can be reused, recycled, or composted. So a very robust zero waste plan would create jobs. This chart was created by Dr. Neil Seldman and looks at, based on population, the projected number of jobs that would be available with robust building deconstruction, composting, reuse, repair, and thrift sales. Center for Hard to Recycle Materials, there's a very successful CHARMS, I love that acronym. There's a CHARMS facility in, I don't remember if it's Denver or Boulder, but it's, all of these strategies are being used somewhere, right?
What is pay-as-you-throw?
Pay-as-you-throw is the incentive for the consumer to compost and recycle. So in other words, if you are in a municipality in which Casella, formerly Royal Karting, is picking up your garbage, then you would pay less. You wouldn't pay for the organics or the recycling, you would only pay for the garbage that's going to be hauled away.
Kind of what we do already.
Yeah. So pay-as-you-throw is an incentive. The prevailing wisdom being that citizen engagement is going to require some incentives to be successful in a zero waste world. Things like mattress recycling, electronic resale, and then hitting the takeout industry with, there are businesses in other municipalities where it's like, the linen companies pick up and wash and return the linens. A company would pick up and wash and return the containers. We can sort of just look through. You have a full color version. Your digital version is more pleasant to look at. The pictures are lovely. New jobs in community spaces, jobs for youth. Composting can be a very big deal. We have 170,000 acres of farmland, and composting can, more composting will continue to support our farm-to-table culture, prevent soil erosion, reduce burning, lower CO2 and methane emissions at landfills, creating income, etc. This is, for me, it feels kind of personal, like this requires county leadership, and it requires the engagement of citizens as neighbors and people who see, to begin to take more responsibility for their habits of consumption. And then the last 2 pages of the citations, which again online are all live. So this is kind of our basic pitch. The study by Resource Recycling Systems, RRS, has just started. And so what I'm going to say now is not in the slides, but I will send this also to you tomorrow. I've read through the project plan, and the RRS themselves say a couple of things in there. They say for any of this to work, like alternatives to better, more sustainable practices, you must have citizen engagement, and that there's no actual citizen engagement planned in the during the study phase. It is mostly a tabletop study, so this is not a local company, and they're going to look at a lot of data. I do believe they are sending 1 employee into Dutchess County for part of the study, but it is not, there's not going to be a robust level of citizen engagement. Another concern with the study is that they're using the warm measurement. So WARM is an acronym whose words I don't remember, but it's a way of measuring the environmental impact of waste practices, but it doesn't measure, and again, this is quoted from the contractor's project plan, it doesn't measure human health impacts, which to us is kind of the whole point. And it was designed, so it's got limitations. They're going to try to work around the limitations, but it's really about measuring environmental and greenhouse gas impacts. So we recently went to an EMC meeting. It was the December meeting. The EMC was asked, the Dutchess County EMC was asked to weigh in on this grant. We were there, we kind of spoke our piece. And we heard very recently from, I'm going to mispronounce his name, Devin Rigolino, that they've added some things to the project plan, that once the study is finished, they are going to engage, they're going to have an open forum in which they share the study results and discuss it. They're going to target all of the CACs to participate in this project. I believe it's going to also be open to the general public. And then after that presentation, there will be a public comment period. And the promise now is that the public comments will then be an addendum to the study results, and all of it will be sent together to the Dutchess County Legislature for whatever action they're going to take.
So outside of that, what role would you see the CACs performing? I mean, how can we be helpful in this area? So we've got a Town of Washington CAC. We also are a climate smart community, and we're working towards our bronze status. So what specific steps, other than following what's going on at the Dutchess County level, do you think we could take?
I would love to see the CACs really raise their voices and to communicate with Sean Owen Rafter and Harry Russell to every community has different practices, and some of them are really best practices. So whatever it is that you're doing in the county that you feel is really sustainable, to really lift up your voices and share that at the county level. That those collective actions that are already being taken, some of them are scalable countywide, so that's one thing. Like that, to of course, follow this. And I do think there's a role for the CACs to play in kind of driving the narrative, right? Because we've had an incinerator for so long. Like, one of the things that the county employees, officials have said to us, not the legislature, but officials have said, is that, well, people are just not gonna. People are lazy. They don't want to recycle.
The first thing for us to find out is if the town of Washington waste even goes to that incinerator. I don't know if
I don't think it does.
I don't think it. I don't think it does
We
either.
all have our own
Waste
waste company.
Yeah.
It's a very weird,
Who's
Yeah.
your company? You mean your Carter?
Yeah, Welsh.
Yeah, and there's
Well,
multiple Carters that
Yes,
come even
there
in the
are.
village.
There are multiple Carters,
Yeah.
and that was one of the issues.
And Welsh actually was purchased by the other one. I can't.
And they were
think of
just,
which-
yeah, they're
and
not
they're
even
and
Welsh
so,
anymore.
yeah, and so that's why different trucks are coming into the town.
But they have to haul it somewhere, and they
I
haul it
know.
to the incinerator, where they have organic matter in Rhinebeck, they go across the river to Ulster.
I know.
Or they,
I don't remember where ours goes exactly. I am supposed to remember this, but I don't.
Yeah, so find out where it's going, what's happening.
I know that we do the recycling, we basically do the pay as you go.
Yeah.
Because we have the incentive of recycling, and you pay for your garbage bag. If you go to the regular transfer station, the people in the village, obviously, I don't know.
Welsh will pick up anything you can put in the thing.
Yeah. And
Container.
they do have recycling bins, but they kind of all go in the same one anyway. Because if they're not,
They say
They say that they say
They do.
they sort.
but I think it's not that people are lazy about recycling. I think a lot of people are disenchanted, right? Like or they don't believe that it happens anymore because they
Right.
see it all end up in the same.
it
bin.
does go into the same truck sometimes. And we've been told that, well, if they don't have a buyer for the recyclables, then it just goes together. And I have
Well,
actually
they don't
witnessed.
for plastic right
I
now,
know,
like,
and
they
I've
just
actually
don't
witnessed
require.
in their facilities that it goes together. So I'm not really sure what happens after that.
Yeah, I mean, some of, like, the plastics issue, that's way bigger than Dutchess County, clearly. That's like, the
Right.
state has a role to play there. There's a whole nother level of political action, environmental justice action that's taking place in the state of New York that has been somewhat but not entirely successful in trying to move the state. And then, but it's really an international issue, and it's a
It's global, really.
it's global. For example, the black plastics,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even try. Yet, like, the machines can't read the number on the black plastic, is what I was told. And that there's no market. There's no market because the raw materials, a lot of which is now coming from hydrofracking, are abundant and not expensive. And it can, and every time, what is it, else is it, every time you break down plastic to recycle it and create something new that's plastic, you have to add a lot of chemicals in order to go through that process. So yeah, there's a lot.
I think that, we have to stand together as CACs to urge the leaders to shut down the incinerator, as many, many other municipalities across the country have. and to build the infrastructure necessary to take the things out of the waste stream and recycle them and store them and do what they have to do. It just needs to change a mindset. The term zero waste in itself has turned people off. There's no such thing as zero waste, but it's a term that means you have 90% of your waste stream reallocated. You're left with some stuff that, is very difficult. And also to take a close look at Mike Ewald's study that shows landfilling is far less dangerous than hauling the trash, than incineration. Because when you burn something 450 tons a day, you can't capture that. It goes straight into the air and it's gone. But if you can send it to a landfill after removing everything possible, you're reducing what goes into the landfill. You're not putting toxic ash onto the landfill that permeates our water system, which is in danger here in Dutchess County. We're having issues in some areas. I think somebody from Pleasant Valley went to the Dutchess County Legislature last month with a pitcher of black water that comes out of her tap. It's like really scary. And I sit on the CAC of the town of Poughkeepsie, and we're concerned about losing our wetlands and open spaces to developers who are creeping in and wanting to take it all up, And when you do that, you have a social cost issue. You have people who get dirty water, or we don't have enough groundwater, and overdevelopment, car pollution, whatever. But just thinking it through, that we can do something better than what we have now, and we don't want to spend $600 million to build a new incinerator. It's kind of going back to the past. We want something new, and even if they're not going to build a new one, to add on to it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The electric energy that's sold to Central Hudson only benefits 2.3% of the entire county. It's not worth the pollution.
Right. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Oh, thank you.
And introducing us to this, and we'll follow up, and we will share the information. We'll also wait to hear back on if when Devin gets into it and does all that. I think we'll have more information that is beneficial to us and how to help going
And
forward.
it'll give us a chance to do some research on
Yeah.
where
Good. More
our
research
town,
than what we do now.
because we really don't know what we.
Yeah, because we we're trying to, with the Climate Smart community, trying to get
A composting
our
thing.
composting pilot program into, which is a mini version of what you're saying, and it is time consuming just doing that.
I know, because
Every
last
little
year,
town needs to do that to
Yeah.
get to the next stage. So we're all
Right.
working on that, but
Yeah.
this
we
is great.
we got a grant for a pilot program. We just concluded the first year of it. We put out 2 sites. One is at the town hall parking lot, and the other one is at the senior center, and people drop it off. And
Yep.
we're hoping to expand on that.
Yep, that's
Yep.
great. That's
And,
great.
this
That's
is
what
a
we're trying to
company
do.
In nearby
Okay.
Wappingers Falls,
Cool.
Unshattered. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
No,
This is a group of women who are former drug addicts who are in rehabilitation, and they make sustainable handbags out of material.
I have actually heard of them. Yeah,
They
the
have
handbags.
clothing from West
Yeah.
Point, and they make the most beautiful things. So all of these things can be proliferating in our county.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
that
for
is so
your time.
cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I believe that the CAC roundtable is
Yes.
taking place later this month,
Yes.
and that this study is on the agenda.
Okay.
Great.
That's what
That'll
we
be
want.
good.
Wonderful.
That'll
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do is to find ways to generate public
Right.
education.
Right, definitely.
I just looked, and it's almost impossible to find out where they take the
Yeah.
waste.
I know,
Yeah.
and I know that back, give me a few years ago, there was a whole discussion, and we did know the answer, but it's kind of gone out of my head.
But that was a few years ago. Things could have changed.
It's when my child was in elementary school, so this is going back a few years for me, so
Did Casella also buy Welsh?
I think they did.
Yeah, they bought Welsh and Royal.
I think someone told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they,
Yeah, it's
in
'cause-
other municipalities, they have dedicated trucks for compost.
Yes.
Not here.
No,
But-
not yet.
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet.
what-
But
that's
they-
what we're-
They have the capacity.
Right, and that's what we're working for, is
Yeah.
finding someone who has that capacity
Yeah.
to take it and compost it, and we're looking for the
That's
resource,
very good.
which we kind of have
Yeah.
in the background, but it's the next stages. Thank you again.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you.
Have a cookie if you want a cookie.
Oh,
They're
I'm gonna take
delicious.
a cookie. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Safe travels back.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the trip.
Yes.
Really appreciate
pleasure.
it.
In this weather especially, it's so cold
Well,
right
the
now.
roads, thankfully, they're not that bad. It's just there was a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Pam, if we'll go back to you
Sure.
to continue.
So, so I ended up just giving the planning board an update on the EP grant. First of all, to remind the current planning board that this is something that in the past the planning board had supported our grant application, and to get their early feedback because any new EP district would involve a lot more work for the planning board. So they needed to understand that. And I wanted to get their thoughts. The most interesting thing that came out of the meeting was that they had a focus on scenic roads. That was, so we spent a lot of the meeting discussing how the concept of scenic roads could be folded into an EP district.
Yeah.
And so after the planning board meeting, I had an update call with our consultant to let them know about the planning board's point of view, and they will incorporate that perspective in their planning. They're continuing to work, and we've got a further update call in early March with them. In the meantime, the consultant has been posting information on the shared site and for us on the working group to look at. So one of the things that, so that's where we are.
All right. Great. Thank you. And I just want to give everyone a reminder that there's ethics training before the town board meeting next week on February 12th at 5:30.
Yeah, I plan to go.
I think I'll be there as well. And we also have our swear-in renewals. If anyone
Oh.
can just stop by and visit.
out of town next week.
Okay.
So for the
See what
record,
your backup plan is.
so
Yes.
so for the record, the policy is that we are automatically renewed on an annual basis.
We are all, this is a little complicated, but we are all members for over 2 years. And once you're a member for over 2 years, you go to a yearly renewal.
Okay.
How does that sound?
So-
Complicated?
but it's automatic because it doesn't show up in the minutes of the reorganization meeting as an explicit item. It's sort of implied.
I think that it will be in future.
Okay. All right.
So I think this is our catch-up and we're getting it done correctly now.
Okay. Good.
And let's see. So our planning and ZBA board updates are kind of light this month. Did they?
So planning board, Howard was there.
Were you at the planning board, Howard?
This was the January meeting
The January?
where I.
No.
Not the last one.
No.
The
What is it?
last
Yeah.
one I was at the planning board, I think was, I don't think I went to the last one.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if you were at the
Yeah,
last one.
I was at the last one.
I don't think he was there.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't think I saw you. I watched the
I think I
Zoom.
said I was I'm having a hip problem.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So but did you stay for the whole meeting or?
Yes, I was there for the first part. They approved the Oak Summit,
Yeah, I saw that.
but that was it.
That was it. I watched the Zoom. I didn't see any updates
There was
pertaining to us.
no, I didn't see
And-
anything.
Nothing on the Zoom that I remember either that pertained to us per se environmentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
And ZBA, did they even have a meeting last month?
no,
I didn't think they did. And then,
they did.
yeah, okay. So there's nothing to report for
Now
that.
that they're having that next one is going to be with that tool again.
Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
forwarded everyone the information on that they'll have, which is on the 17th of February.
Yeah, that's
Right. All right. And
all right. You got the stuff about the town park, right? With
No.
Murphy and Audie are now taking over the town park, and they've got a map for the town park, and they're gonna go through the woods and everything. And there's a woman making a map. You got that somewhere?
No.
Hopefully.
What meeting was that from?
No, what was that from, Howard?
I think it was the last planning board, town board meeting.
Town board
Town
meeting.
board.
Audie resigned.
Audia resigned, yes, but.
So that was in
Audie
December.
resigned at a meeting.
Right, but,
That
did-
Well,
would have been,
that
that would
would
have
be
been,
the December meeting.
That was in December.
okay, so that was
It's December.
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 Deb- December's meeting.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
They've got a map and everything. Somebody's drawing a map of everything. They have a woman who's making an actual map,
Okay,
and it's based on their
That's the
survey,
plan.
which I don't know if you guys have seen.
We
nope,
did the survey in December.
yeah. That they,
That's the last one I recall. They had this. Audia resigned.
yep,
Murphy and he are going to work on the town park still. They're going to go through the woods and do whatever they want to do there. They have a person who's making a map of everything
okay.
as well. A formalized map person is probably good at mapping. And we're out of the loop at the moment on it, as far as I can tell, unless you've got an update.
Nothing, and, our new board member, one of our new board members is with us, and she's not aware of anything at this moment.
At this moment, all right, that's last I know, at least. You guys may probably know more than I do right now.
I hope, we
They
hope,
always do.
well,
They always know
hope,
more than I do.
hopefully you're feeling better anyway.
Yeah. What's this about the swearing in thing that you gotta do?
Well, so we just renew our membership in the CAC. You know how you go in and you sign the book with Chrissy, the town clerk?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all up for our,
Okay, I'm gonna have a little trouble getting there right
that's
now.
fine.
you don't have to rush to do it whenever you're able to get out and about.
I'm hoping by the end of this month that I'll be able to at least travel around with people. Probably not drive yet, it depends. I got a stick shift car, and they may or may not let me drive, but I'm making good progress, so to speak.
Okay, good.
If I'm making good progress, that's what people are telling me. I feel very sorry for the people who are not making as good a progress, because it's hell on wheels right now.
I bet. Well, stay in there, keep going.
No, well, no other choice.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. All right. Does anyone have any other questions, comments, concerns? I can't think of anything else
No?
from me. Susan, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for.
And
Tim, do you have any,
Tim, do you have any questions, concerns? Comments?
No, I kind of look forward to getting involved so.
that's great.
Yeah, and I've lived here for I think 9 years now, and I'm a landscape architect and licensed in New York and Connecticut, and so I'm often kind of attending these this type of meeting, town board or planning board, ZBA meetings, wetland meetings on behalf of applicants,
Right.
and but living here in Millbrook in town of Washington, I'm interested in getting involved and helping out. My wife is also a landscape architect. She's drawing a map for the park. She's involved in that.
Now we know who it is.
Yeah, Heather Blakey.
All right.
So she's,
All right.
She's involved. She's been involved with the rec.
Okay,
perfect.
that's
Yeah,
great
so
to know.
She's also a landscape architect, so she's getting involved in that. And when Pam's husband Phil mentioned to me about this, that Pam served on this board, and so Phil had said maybe Heather or you would like to be involved, and I let him know that Heather was busy with that. So I'm looking forward to
cool.
getting involved.
Yeah,
Sure. That's awesome. Thank you.
So what, is Heather on a committee? Is she like,
She is on a committee.
so there's a committee?
There's a committee.
Yeah.
There is
Okay.
a committee for this.
Yeah,
For
so
the-
it's the same committee we wrote about in
Correct.
December.
Correct.
Right.
There.
So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna update the minutes, I just was curious.
Yeah, it's the same committee.
Something new. Great, good for her,
So,
thank you.
you guys know more about what's going on here than I So this is, so your candidacy, your nomination is gonna be presented to the town board?
Mm-hmm.
Well, or it needs to be presented
It needs
to be.
so you need
In
somebody to
theory,
write it.
we've done it, but apparently we've done it to the wrong addresses.
or
Because
we haven't gotten a response yet from the town board acknowledging that Tim's resume has been submitted. So
This is through Maxine, is it?
and
No.
and Gary.
It went straight to Gary,
Gary.
but they have changed the email addresses, so we may
Right.
be
Understood.
emailing the wrong address.
Understood. Okay.
So that's why it could be that nothing's happening.
So we'll make sure that you get.
If you could email it to me, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go see Chrissy and I'll see
Yeah,
about
we-
getting it on the agenda.
Yeah.
Would you be available? I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't even have to attend.
So
Yeah,
so there is an interview process that Gary should be familiar with how
Yes.
it's done.
They will arrange to interview. The board will arrange to interview.
The whole board.
Most of the board.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's the whole board, sometimes it's a few of them. There is a quorum of board, I believe, that meets.
So that becomes a public meeting when that happens.
It was private.
No, I mean, I'm saying, under the open meetings law, anytime you have a quorum.
But I think isn't it under the
Yeah, there.
client?
Oh, you
yeah.
mean
It's
personnel.
Personnel,
It is a
because it's a
personnel.
personnel issue, so then
Yeah.
you don't, it's not a quorum like that.
Got it, understood,
So then it's just a personnel meeting.
right.
So that'll happen, now that we're aware that no one's getting the emails.
Right, yeah, nobody, so, all right,
So it's a little confusing right now.
okay.
All right, so anything else?
So, I mean, and you guys would like this, and I assume you would too, to be in effect, so,
So
For the next meeting.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, but, you know, we
Right.
understand that there are
all right.
some complications, but we will get it, we'll
Okay,
get
great.
get it in motion now that we understand the issue.
Mhm.
We would like more members.
And we are allowed to have 9 members on our committee.
9 members, and how many is there?
There are 4 of us right now.
Tim would make 5.
Tim would make 5. We would accept as many as, you know, would like to jump in and help.
Mhm. Okay.
So, definitely. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
And we're all clear? Bye, Howard.
Bye. Very interesting to do it on a little iPhone.
I know. Sorry about that.